Good morning and welcome to the Way of Salvation. Christian Church presents the 1 year Chronological Bible 365-day reading plan brought to you by Tyndale House Publishers. I am Minister Jewett Peterson Sr. and today is January 12th, 2024. And we are at the day of the sixth day of the week and it is 11:14 a.m. And we'll be reading from our plan, day 110. And day 110 consists of 2 Samuel chapter 2, 2 Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, 1 Chronicles chapter 3, verses 1 through 4, 2 Samuel chapter 23, verses 8 through 17, 1 Chronicles chapter 11, verses 10 through 19, and 2 Samuel chapter 23, verses 18 through 39, and 1 Chronicles chapter 11, verses 20 through 47. And we will be reading in the New Living Translation, which is the NLT. And the first section of 2 Samuel chapter 2 is David anointed king at Judah. Chapter 1. After this, David asked the Lord, should I move back to one of the towns of Judah? Yes, the Lord replied. Then David asked, which town should I go to? To Hebron, the Lord answered. David's two wives were Ahinoam from Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel. So David and his wives and his men and their families all moved to Judah, and they settled in the villages near Hebron. Then the men of Judah came to David and anointed him king over the people of Judah. When David heard that the men of Jabesh Gilead had buried Saul, he sent them this message: May the Lord bless you for being so loyal to your master, Saul, and giving him a decent burial. May the Lord be loyal to you in return and reward you with his unfailing love. And I too will reward you for what you have done, now that Saul is dead. I ask you to be my strong and loyal subjects like the people of Judah who have anointed me as their new king. The next section is Ishbosheth proclaimed king of Israel. Verse 8. But Abner's son of Ner, the commander of Saul's army, had already gone to Mahanaim with Saul's son Ishbosheth. There he proclaimed Ishbosheth king over Gilead, Jezreel, Ephraim, Benjamin, the land of the Asherites, and all the rest of Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he became king, and he ruled from Mahanaim for 2 years. Meanwhile, the people of Judah remained loyal to David. David made Hebron his capital, and he ruled as king of Judah for 7.5 years. War between Israel and Judah is the next section, verse 12. One day Abner led Ishbosheth's troops from Manhattan to Gibeon. About the same time, Joab of Jeruah led David's troops out and met them at the pool of Gibeon. The two groups sat down there facing each other from opposite sides of the pool. Then Abner suggested to Joab, let's have a few of our warriors fight hand to hand here in front of us. All night, Joab agreed. So 12 men were chosen to fight from each side. 12 men of Benjamin, representing Ishbosheth, son of Saul, the 12 representing David. Each one grabbed his opponent by the hair and thrust his sword into the other side so that all of them died. So this place at Gibeon has been known ever since as the Field of Swords. A fierce battle followed that day, and Abner and the men of Israel were defeated by the forces of David. The next section is the death of Asahel. Verse 18. Joab, Abishai, and Asahel, the three sons of Zeruiah, were among David's forces that day. Asahel could run like a gazelle, and he began chasing Abner. He pursued him relentlessly, not stopping for anything. When Abner looked back and saw him coming, he called out, is that not Asahel? Yes, it is, he replied. Go fight someone else, Abner warned. Take on one of the younger men and strip him of his weapons. But Asahel kept right on chasing Abner. Again, Abner shouted to him, "Get away from here. I don't want to kill you. How can I ever face your brother Joab again?" But Ashiel refused to turn back, so Abner thrust the butt end of his spear through Ashiel's stomach, and the spear came out through his back. He stumbled to the ground and died there, and everyone who came by that spot stopped and stood still when they saw Ashiel lying there. When Joab and Abishai found out what had happened, they set out after Abner. The sun was just going down as they arrived at the hill of Ammah near Giah, along the road to the wilderness of Gibeon. Abner's troops from the tribe of Benjamin regrouped there at the top of the hill to take a stand. Abner shouted down to Joab, Must we always be killing each other? Don't you realize that bitterness is the only result? When will you call off your men from chasing their Israelite brothers?" Then Joab said, "God only knows what would have happened if you hadn't spoken, for we would have chastened you all night if necessary. So Joab blew the ram's horn, and the men stopped chasing the troops of Israel. All that night, Abner and his men retreated through the Jordan Valley. They crossed the Jordan River, traveling all through the morning, and didn't stop until they arrived at Mahanaim. Meanwhile, Joab and his men returned home. When Joab counted his casualties, he discovered that only 19 men were missing in addition to Asahel. But 360 of Abner's men had been killed, all from the tribe of Benjamin. Joab and his men took Ashiel's body to Bethlehem and buried him there in his father's tomb. Then they traveled all night and reached Hebron at daybreak. 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. That was the beginning of a long war between those who were loyal to Saul and those loyal to David. As time passed, David became stronger and stronger, while Saul's dynasty became weaker and weaker. These are the sons who were born to David in Hebron. The oldest was Amnon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmi, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These sons were all born to David in Hebron. First Chronicles chapter 3, and we're starting at verse number 1. These are the sons of David who were born in Hebron. The oldest was Amnon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmi, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These 6 sons were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned 7.5 years. Then David reigned another 33 years in Jerusalem. 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. These are the names of David's mightiest warriors. The first was Jashabim, the Hakamonite, who was leader of the 3. The 3 mightiest warriors among David's men. He once used his spear to kill 800 enemy warriors in a single battle. Next in rank among the 3 was Eleazar, son of Dodai, a descendant of Ahoah. Excuse me. Once Eleazar and David stood together against the Philistines when the entire Israelite army had fled. He killed Philistines until his hand was too tired to lift his sword, and the Lord gave him a great victory that day. The rest of the army did not return until it was time to collect the plunder. Next in rank was Shammai, son of Agi from Hara. One time, the Philistines gathered at Lehi and attacked the Israelites in a field full of lentils. The Israelites' army fled, but Shammah held his ground in the middle of the field and beat back the Philistines. So the Lord brought about a great victory. Once during the harvest, when David was at the cave of Adullam, the Philistine army was camped in the valley of Rephaim. The three who were among the 30, an elite group among David's fighting men, went down to meet him. David was staying in the stronghold at the time, and a Philistine detachment had occupied the town of Bethlehem. David remarked longingly to his men, "Oh, how I would love some of that good water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem." So the three broke through the Philistine lines, drew some water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem, and brought it back to David. But he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to the Lord. "The Lord forbid that I should drink this," he exclaimed. "This water is as precious as the blood of these men who risked their lives to bring it to me." So David did not drink it. These are examples of the exploits of the three. First Chronicles chapter 11, and we're going to be starting at verse 10. These are the leaders of David's mighty warriors. Together with all Israel, they decided to make David their king, just as the Lord had promised concerning Israel. Here is the record of David's mightiest warriors. The first was Jashobeam, the Hacramanite, who was leader of the three. The three mightiest warriors among David's men. He once used a spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. Next in rank among the three was Eleazar, son of Dodai, a descendant of Ahoah. He was with David when the Philistines gathered for battle at Pas Damon and attacked the Israelites in the field full of barley. The Israelite army fled, but Eleazar and David held their ground in the middle of the field and beat back the Philistines. So the Lord saved them by giving them a great victory. Once when David was at the rock near the cave of Adullam, the Philistine army was camped in the valley of Rephaim. The three who were among the 30, an elite group among David's fighting men, went down to meet him there. David was staying in the stronghold at the time, and the Philistine detachment had occupied the town of Bethlehem. David remarked longingly to his men, "Oh, how I would love some of that good water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem." So the three broke through the Philistine line, drew some water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem, and brought it back to David. But David refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to the Lord. "God forbid that I should drink this," he exclaimed. "The water is as precious as the blood of these men who risked their lives to bring it to me." So David did not drink it. These are examples of the exploits of the three. 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 18. Abishai, son of Zeruiah, the brother of Joab, was the leader of the 30. He once used his spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. It was by such feats that he became as famous as the three. Verse 19, Abishai was the most famous of the 30 and was their commander. though he was not one of the three. There was also Benaiah, Aya, Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a valiant warrior from Kabzeel. He did many heroic deeds, which included killing 2 champions of Moab. Another time, on a snowy day, he chased a lion down into a pit and killed it. Once armed only with the club, he killed an imposing Egyptian warrior who was armed with a spear. Benaiah Benaiah wrenched the spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with it. Deeds like these made Benaiah as famous as the 3 mightiest warriors. He was more honored than the other members of the Trinity. No, than the other members of the 30, though he was not one of the 3. And David made him captain of his bodyguard. Other members of the 30 included Ashael, Joab's brother; Elkanah, son of Dodo from Bethlehem; Shammah from Herod; Elkah from Herod; Helez from Pelon; Ira, son of Ikish from Tekoa; Abiezer from Anathoth; Sebekah from Husha; Zalman from Ahoa; Merari from Neptophia; Helet, son of Baana from Neptophah; Ithili, son of Ribi from Gibeah in the land of Benjamin; Benaiah, from Parathon; Hurai from Nahelgash; Abialbon from Aruba; Arabah; Asmaveth from Behurim; Eliabah from Shalbon; Verse 32, Eliabah from Shalbon; the sons of Geshem; Jonathan, son of Shagi from Harar; Ahiam, son of Sharar from Harar; Eliphelet, son of Ahashbi from Maacah; Eliam, son of Anathophel from Gilo; Hezro from Carmel; Pa'ari from Arba; Egal, son of Nathan from Zobah; Bani from Gad; Zalik from Ammon; Nahari from Beeroth; the armor bearer of Joab, son of Jeruah; Ira from Jatar; Gareb from Jatar; Uriah the Hittite. There were 37 in all. 1 Chronicles chapter 11, starting at verse 20. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was the leader of the 30. He once used his spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. It was by such feats that he became as famous as the 3. Abishai was the most famous of the 30 and was their commander, though he was not one of the 3. There was also Benaiah, son of Jehoiada. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a valiant warrior from Kabzeel. He did many heroic deeds, which included killing 2 champions of Moab. Another time, on a snowy day, he chased a lion down into a pit and killed it. Once armed with only a club, he killed an Egyptian warrior who was 7.5 feet tall and who was armed with a spear as thick as a weaver's beam. Benaiah wrenched the spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with it. Deeds like these made Benaiah as famous as the 3 mightiest warriors. He was more honored than the other members of the 30, though he was not one of the 3, and David made him captain of his bodyguards. David's mighty warriors also included Ashiel, Joab's brother, Elhanan, son of Dodo from Bethlehem, Shammah from Herat, Helez from Pelon, Ira, son of Ikish from Tekoa, Abiezer from Anathoth, Sibbekel from Husha, Zalman from Anoah, Maharai from Neptophah, Helid, son of Benaiah from Neptophah, Ithi, son of Ribah from Gibeah, and the land of Benjamin, Benaiah from Parathon, Hurai from near Nahal-Gash, Abialbon from Arabah, Ashmaveth from Bahurim, Eliabah from Shaalbon, the son of Jasher from Gizon, Jonathan, son of Shagi from Harar, Ahiam, son of Sharah from Hara, Eliphel, son of Hefer from Mekirah, Ahijah from Pelon, Hezro from Carmel, Perari, son of Azbah, Joel, the brother of Nathan, Mithbar, son of Hagri, Zelik from Ammon, Nahari from Beroth, the armor bearer of Joab, son of Jeruah, Ira from Jatar, Gareb from Jatar, Uriah the Hittite, Zebad, son of Ahila, Adina, son of Sizah, the Reubenite leader who had 30 men with him, Hanan, son of Maacah, Josaphat from Mithmah, Uzziah from Ashtaroth, Shammah and Zeel, the son of Hotham from Aurora, Jadiel, son of Shimri, Johai, his brother from Tiz, Eliel from Mahava, Jerubai, and Joshaviah, the sons of Elnaam, Ithamar from Moab, Eliel, and Obed, Jaashiel from Zobah. May the Lord have a rich and bountiful blessing to the reading, hearing, and doing of his wonderful word. In Jesus' name, be blessed.